Oh, hi, everyone. Good evening. How are you all doing today? Good evening, everyone. Let me know if you are doing all right. Let me hear in the comment section. How was our weekend? How was our first day? How was our first day of the week? I'm doing good. Thank you for asking, Lua. Yeah, it's a public holiday, so I'm guessing I hope we're able to use it to rest or relax at least. Someone said it was quite short. Sorry about that. Someone went to work. It is well. Sorry. So let's recap. Like, what did you guys learn last week? What did you gain? What was taught to you last week? I'd like to know what you guys did last week. And also, let's do a recap of that. Yeah, calendar management and travel booking. Yes. I see we have some people that are following. Yes, travel booking. No rest for the weekend. Yes, meeting schedule. Learned about prepping agendas, email management and filtering. Yeah, so that's a schedule travel booking, calendar management. Yes. I'm glad that we all learned something. Yeah, I can see that we gained a lot. Yes, that's good. That's great. I also like to do a recap for some of the things we did during that's last 2 weeks. So I want to know if you still remember some of the things we did because some of those things are what we're going to be looking at again today. We're going to be diving into some aspects. So for this week, we are going into data management and analysis. And yeah, some of the tools that we've learned, that we've talked about, are some of the tools that we're also going to use this week again. just to like put them in practical use. Um, and what we're going to cover. So first of all, we're going to cover data entry. Yes, sheets, words, and slides. Yes, and we're going to look at sheets more this week, spreadsheets today. So data entry and management. I always look at basic data analysis using Excel or Google Sheets, like I mentioned, and then report generation and presentation. Yes, we looked at Trello tools, Asana, those are project management tools. Someone is glad that we're working with Sheets. That's nice. You Sheets. All right, Moe, I'm glad you're happy. Thank you. Yes, apparently we are the class of the week. A round of applause for ourselves. A round of applause for ourselves. I mean, really beautiful. So let's move into today's one, data entry and management. So let's keep it up. So probably the class of the week again this week. So data entry and management, that's what we're doing for today. And what do we mean? So first of all, we're going to explore the foundational aspects of data management, and we're going to focus on efficient data entry and organization. And these skills are very, very critical for anyone. So if you are handling large data sets or working in roles that involve data processing, including administrative assistants, analysts, and project management. So you have to make sure that this you've managed this data properly and you make sure that okay they remain accurate, they remain organized and easy to analyze. So what do we mean by this basically? So we've spoken about like first of all, what does data entry help us do? First of all, for record keeping. So we do data entry because we want to make sure we're keeping records or information of some of the things that we're doing. Then also for to be able to move to the analysis part, uh, before you can analyze data, data has to be accurate, it has to be organized, it has to be properly managed. So that is why data entry, which is the first step in analyzing data or working with data, is very, 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 very important. So good evening, everyone once again. So let's move. So what is data entry? The process of inputting data into a system for processing, and which is what I've explained. So now you have a list. Probably you took an attendance list. Some of the things we took it in the class when we spoke about working with sheets, spreadsheets. We spoke about. I remember I showed us how to um, take attendance using Google Sheets. So imagine like you have your attendance and you're putting it into Google Sheets. That is a data entry over there. So that's just an example of doing data entry. Data management is like the process of now organizing, storing, and maintaining data to ensure its accuracy, availability, and security. So now, first of all, data entry is you are putting the data. The data management is that you are making sure that the data is properly managed. You're making sure that the data is stored properly. You make sure that the data is organized properly, and you're making sure the data is available to whoever needs it. So those are the difference between data entry and data management. Then why is this important? Why is data entry and management important? So first of all, it's critical for maintaining the integrity of data. Forms the foundation for data analysis and reporting. I've spoken about the second part already, and it's also essential for making informed business decisions. So, why it's critical for maintaining the integrity of data. So, we work with data. So, for us to make sure that this data that we're working with is solid, make sure this data is on point, as some will say, you have to make sure that you've gotten this first two aspects right, the data entry part, data management part. Then once you've gotten it right, we can now trust that okay, yes, this data is good, this data is what we want to use it for. Then it also forms the foundation for data analysis and reporting, which I've mentioned. So before you can analyze data, data has to be put in somewhere. And you cannot just analyze any data, you have to make sure the data is properly managed before you analyze it. Then it's also essential for making informed business decisions. I mean, if you looked at record keeping in terms of bookkeeping and accounting during our last class using spreadsheets. So when you see that okay, this particular item is making more sales than this other items, you can now make a business decision that okay, I want to double down on this item. On item A is making more sales than item B. You can decide to double down on item A through the data that you've seen. So that's why data entry and management is very, very, very important. Please let me know if you are following. Signify if you are following. Signify if you are following. I'd like to do if you are with me. All right. Thanks for following. Thank you very much. Okay, I'm glad that people are following. Yeah. All right. So, importance of data entry and management. First of all, uh, accuracy reduces errors in data recording. Accuracy, then it's consistent. So it makes first of all it makes your data accurate, which we spoke about is needed for your integrity of data. Then it's consistent because you and data entry management ensures that there is uniformity in how your data is entered. So when you move to the practical aspects, we're going to see some of those things. But yeah, you make sure that like everything is consistent. You are filling this row just names, you're filling this row date, you're filling this row age. Then accessibility. So once it's managed properly, you can make it easy to retrieve analyze data. So anybody that needs to be able to access this data, it will be easy for them to access this data. And then decision making, which is what we've spoken about, you can make better insights and decisions through data entry and management. So yes. So yeah, data. So let's move to the next thing. I hope you are with me. So we're still on data entry now. So what are the key practices for accurate and efficient data entry? So now first of all, it's usually very, very, very best practice and good if you use a template first. You can always start with a structured template. And if you open Google Sheets, there will be you would always see like options or templates for you to choose from. So you could choose templates from them. Yeah. So it's always good. And the not usual templates we know like predefined columns, header. So template. So you know, like okay, you have the name, date, amount, category. So templates can help you. It's usually good if you use templates. So it's not a must to use a template. Pardon, these are just ways to make your work easier. Everything there is not a must. Things I'm going to mention, are not compulsory, but there are things that make your work easier. Data validation, we're going to also look into data validation. So you can implement data validation rules to minimize errors. And it ensures that only the correct type of data is entered into specific fields. So I'm going to look more into that later, and I'm also going to show us how it works. But one thing to just understand is that like you can restrict dates. That okay, this column should only be dates, or this column probably you are filling in data for ages now. You're filling data for like maybe teenagers. So you can restrict that this column should not have ages below 13 because once it has below 13, then I mean, it's not a teenager. I should not have ages below above 19 because I mean those are no longer teenagers. So that's what data validation helps you to do. Then we'd also see autofill and shortcuts. I mean, I think we saw some autofills last time. You would put in your numbers, like you type a formula, it tells you that okay, autofill this place with the same formula, or you write one and two, and you just have to drag down, and it's going to show you, it's going to give you three, four, five, six, seven hits. So yes, that's why autofilling and shortcuts are also important. They're using drop down. So drop down is also a form of data validation, and I'm also going to look into that. But it can help you know the status of things. So you can be like, okay, this is completed, in progress, pending, or it can be a drop down of it can be a drop down of the of what would I know of day. So you can be like Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. So you can just use the drop down because you already have this set of predefined categories already into your data validation list. Then cross-checking entries is also very, very important. So this one is very important. So whenever you input your data, whenever you make a data entry, you cross-check your data, cross-check against where you gotten the data from. So probably it was written on a paper, written on a Bible, where you're getting from a Word document or another source entirely. Make sure that okay, make sure that you've cross-checked data that is in your own sheet with what you have from the source documents. So before I continue with the data management techniques, like let's see some of you were following. What were the things we spoke about in the data entry, best practices for data entry? So I just said it just now, so I believe that we are with me. Yes, data validation. Thank you, Fit Olatoyin. Moyin, thank you, Moyin, using templates. Thank you, Thelma. Use of templates and data validation. Thank you, Fisher. Thank you, Joaquin. Jibril, thank you very much. Samuel, yes, shortcuts too, thank you. So yeah, I'm glad that we're following. So let's continue. Data management techniques. First of all, sorting the data. So you can organize. So once you've put in the data, you've entered like all the data sets you want to enter, every single thing that's in the data set you want to enter into your spreadsheets, whichever tool you are using. There are things you can do. You can sort your data and first of all be like, okay, organizing this data in ascending or descending order to make it easier to interpret. Then sort by any column. So you can sort the data by um let's say now, first of all, we've spoken about organizing data in ascending and descending order, which is very, very good to make you to interpret data. So imagine if you made a list and one column has ages ages, like I am using the teenagers part now, ages 13 to 19. I want the whole sheet to start listing from the column with the list age. So maybe Damia Julius now, age is 13. I want it to start from Damia Julius 13, but in the ascending order, Damia Julius is not first. You can set it that the whole data should be rearranged and should start listing from the ages that have 13 to 14 to 15 to 16 to 9, 17, 18, 19. I hope you understand the analogy I gave. So basically, you can choose one column and use it to sort out the whole spreadsheet. Then we can also filter data. So we can use filters to focus on specific subsets of your data. The filters help to quickly view important information without deleting data. I'm going to show us how that would work. So the filter is not more sorting. The filter is just for us to like see some of the things that we want to see. So we want to see that okay, how many of these people are boys? Maybe we've put an aspect for males. How many people are male? So the filter helps us to see this data without deleting it, and then backup data regularly. So if you're using tools like on Google Sheets on the cloud service, like I mean, it's automatically backed up. Or if you're working with Microsoft Excel, you have to from time to time also make sure that you back it up. Someone said Dropbox. I did not mention Dropbox. So drop down, drop down, so drop down. Dropbox is. The cloud management, so we spoke about 2 weeks ago. So it's drop down dimension. So those are the data management techniques helping cutting that. Now we're moving to structuring data for management. So one thing is that first of all, avoid merge sales. So merge sales are also good, and I will show us a situation whereby it's also good, but we have to make sure that okay, the sales that we are merging are sales that we really need to make, are sales that work for what we want to do. And I believe I showed you also how to merge sales together in our last class on spreadsheets 2 weeks ago. So maybe you know if you're in the last class on spreadsheets, you know that some of these things are recurring. Also use consistent formatting. So I mean, the headers can be bold. The date format can be okay. You're using day, month, year, or if you want to use month, day, year, make sure that it's consistent all through the entry you are keeping. And let's say this is the name column. The names can be all in bold format, or the names can have its own color format. So let's also make sure that the formatting that we're using is consistent. Then unique identifiers, so you can assign the unique ID to each record. So customer ID, transaction ID, customer name, products that was products ID. So things like that will help us know that okay, each record, each data entry that we're putting in is is like this data entry, this data falls under this record. This customer ID, everything under customer ID falls under customer ID, everything under transaction ID falls under transaction ID. So you make sure that you don't make mistakes. It helps you avoid errors. So it helps you avoid errors. I have no rest anymore. Yeah. So let's talk about data validation in Excel or Google Sheets. So we have to ensure that only valid data is entered into the cells. So that data validation is what I spoke about earlier. So this is just how to apply it. You go to your data tab, you select data validation, and in Google Sheets you go to that's in Excel. In Google Sheets you go to data, you go to data validation, and you set your rules. I will show us how we can do it in Google Sheets during this class. And one example is like I mentioned, you can restrict the age field to accept only numbers between 18 to 60. Probably you are filling a census form and you only want to collect people that are in the working class. So you can say, okay, this is the age range that you want to work with. So any number that falls below this age should not be accepted into this data. Any number that falls above this age should not be accepted into this data. So you can split data across multiple sheets. So you can organize large data sheets into multiple sheets for better management. So you can be like, okay, this one is the attendance sheet. In the same spreadsheet, in your same database, you can have the first sheet for probably attendance, the second sheet for maybe your list of total number of people in your class. Just having things around that range helps you make sure that your data um, is on point. And this talks about handling large data sets because majority of times you might be dealing with data sets that are not as large as not bulky. But when you start handling bulk data sets, large data sets, probably our employer, you're working in data organization, and employer has a lot of records and information keeping. So another thing is that you can create tables. You can use tables to manage large data sets. So it allows you for easier filtering and sorting. And you can also do conditional formatting. So what conditional formatting helps you do is that you can say that okay, I like cells that have Monday in them, and I like every cell that has Monday in them. I like cells with values of over 10,000. It helps you to it aligns any cell that has a value of over 10,000. So that is just where conditional formatting comes into play. So let me know if you are with me. And just one thing you've gotten. Let me know if you have with me and what you've gotten from the data management and data sets that I've spoken about. Um, I know we've spoken about data validation, I've spoken about searching data, filtering data, spoken about avoiding mid sales and using consistent formatting. All right, thank you very much. So I left this part blank because I believe that you all should know it. So, what are the tools for data entry and management? Which tools would you use for what we are talking about today? So, I'm waiting for you guys to tell me the tools we would use for data entry and management. Yes, Excel, Google Sheets, Excel. Thank you, Moyi. Thank you, Comforter. Thank you, Samarita. Yes, someone said, can I? Yes, I'm going to show. After the break, we're going to move into the practical side. So I'm going to show us how we can do it on Excel, on Google Sheets. Yes, we talked about techniques as well. Thank you very much. No, me. Yeah, Google Sheets. Google Sheets. Yeah, Google Sheets. Excel. Yes, I like this. So it means like we have been following because the class we took 2 weeks ago did not go to waste. So, yes. Thank you very much. Google Sheets, and Excel. Those are the two major tools we use for data entry and management. So I'm going to. So this is an activity. You can practice this on your own. I would also show us in this class. So this is an assignment here. So you're going to open a new uh, Google Sheet file. I'll come back to this. Let's continue the class so that I don't use this to exactly. I'm going to show us how some of these things work today. So what are the benefits of efficient data management? So first of all, if your data management has been managed efficiently, if your data has been managed efficiently, your time saving to reduces the time spent on searching for information. It means that you don't always have to like start looking for where you stored one information, or that you don't start looking for one particular data. You just go to your Google Sheets or your Microsoft Excel, search for a keyword that related to what you're looking for, and voila, you have it already. So those are the benefits of efficient data management. We've spoken about informed decision making already, like extensively, and error reduction is also very important because we don't want to deal with errors now when you're managing data sets, data sets. It could be costly. So these are the benefits of efficient data management. So common data entry mistakes to avoid. Common data entry mistakes to avoid. So typos and inconsistent data. So always double check to prevent spelling errors and make sure that the data is consistent, like we mentioned. And skipping data validation is also something that will help you maintain data consistency I've spoken about. And we are complicating entries, so you have to make sure that the data you're putting in is simple and don't make it complex. Don't make the formatting complex. Just make sure it's simple, straight to the point, and it doesn't. There's no room for misinterpretation along the way. Ensure regular backups to prevent accidental data loss. So, like I mentioned, if you are working with Google Sheets, you might not. This might not be an issue for you, but if you are working with tools like Microsoft Excel, you need to make sure that you are backing up your data. Make sure you are backing up your data. So don't make mistakes like this. Um, Collaborative data management. So collaborating on data. Google Sheets, we all know it allows us to collaborate real time on data entry and management. So multiple people can work on a same sheet and reduces like version control issues. Um, for Excel, for Google Sheets, you can track the changes, you can see previous versions that have been implemented before. So collaborating on data. So Google Sheets now, you just have to share and give another person access. Two people, three people can be working on that same data set, can be working on that same spreadsheet at the same time, making sure that um, data entry and management is done in real time. There's no need to wait. There's no need to wait up. There's no need to download, send, upload, and send. So you have to make sure that okay, collaboration is done in real time. That's how Google Sheets works. Microsoft Excel might not have such free hand in terms of collaborating, but there are still ways to go about it. You can use the Microsoft collaboration tools. You have Microsoft Office, whereby you can always send the Excel, send them to. Yeah, I will show everyone the Google Sheets. You can always share them with your colleagues, and they can also work on it. And then in Google Sheets, you can always make comments. So how do you backup the data? So first of all, in Google Sheets, it's done automatically for you already. While in Excel, you have to make sure you back it up with Google, with Microsoft Office or OneDrive. You can back it up with any of the cloud systems we talked about. You can back it up with Google Drive still, even if it's a Microsoft Excel. You can back it up with Dropbox, among many other things. So that's how we back up data. Andrew, hope I hope that answered your question. So data organization best practices. First of all, you categorize your data, group unrelated data in categories. Sorry, I said unrelated. Group related data in categories, and these are things that we should know already. So, customer data, customer name, um, age as its own category, location as its own category. Yes, I need to show us how to validate data in this class. Use descriptive column headers, so ensure that the column headers clearly describe the data, the date of purchase rather than just date. So you put date, so date of what? Make sure that okay, you know that okay, this is the date of purchase. Um, then freezing top row. I'm also going to show us how to do that, but in Excel and Google Sheets, you can freeze the top row of the you freeze the top row. You can even freeze the first and second row of your spreadsheet. So this one, make sure that okay, you make sure that you know what you are doing. Make sure that okay, you bring your sheet down and once you freeze the top row, so whenever you're scrolling, it does not affect the headers. It does not affect the column titles and the column headers. So you can keep on scrolling down to like checking the last data set and you can still see that okay, this is name, this is date, this is location. So how to freeze? I'm going to show us how to freeze, but it's also in your notes. You go to the view tab, freeze pins, freeze top row. That's how you freeze for Excel. In Google Sheets, you go to view, freeze, one row. That's how you freeze for. That's how you freeze for Google Sheets. So how do we handle missing or incorrect data? First of all, dealing with missing data, you highlight missing data for follow-up. So you can mark the sales rate or add a note. You can use filters to display only incomplete rows. So if you don't see only incomplete rows, you know that okay, these are the rows that are incomplete. Favor, where are you lost? Let us know where you are lost exactly. Then you can correct incorrect data. So you make sure that okay, you cross check these entries against the original source Because I mentioned that we also make sure we double check it. So when you have missing and incorrect data, these are the things that you have to do to make sure that okay, the data comes back, data gets back on track. So make sure you have a system for identifying and rectifying errors. So that this now you can use, for example, you can use find and replace to correct repeated mistakes across the data sets. So I'm going to go show us an example, show us how it works on Google Sheets and soon, but like let me know if we have any questions. Favor, can you know where you are lost? Yeah, sure. The notes will be shared with you after the class. Notes will be shared this week. All the notes that we do today this week will be shared with you at the end of that's by Wednesday, Thursday. So why do you freeze your row? So when I from my screen, I get to see more about that. But the reason why you freeze your row is so that the headers you don't misplace the headers. You don't lose track of which columns are in. So the previous one I promised I will also be joined. I think there will be of technical issues. Apologies for that, but yeah, they will be shared with you on the Canvas LMS. So you freeze the row so that you don't lose track of the headers and the names of the information in each column. So I'm going to show us that in the part now. So how do we validate that? So there's a tab where we go to. Yes, Peter, this is virtual assistant class. There's a part where we'll go to data and we'll click on data validation. So I'm going to show us that now. Okay. I believe you can see my screen. Please signify we can see my screen. So someone asked why we so let's first of all enter data into some of these rules. So let's say let's give this name. So let's assume we are logging sales But no, let's use attendance. Someone said my skin is blurry. It's action. Well, I'm just starting, so um, how is it now? So I hope you can see my screen now. All right then. So let's make the first row. So let's do this date. This is supposed to be attendance. So let's start date, student name, and present. Yes or no. So what I'm doing is data entry. So this is the headers. I've made my. So next thing we're going to do is put in the date. So this is date one. Let's give someone's name. Whose name am I going to use? I'm going to go with OBS star. And I'm going to add remarks here also. So I'm going to OBS star. Was she present? Yes. What is my remark? One time. So I hope you've seen that. So like this now, I've marked OBS as present, yes, and I've noted that she was on time. So I need to be able to differentiate between the first column and this one. So I'm going to make sure this one is bolded. So this will also help me know that okay, this is the header, the names of the columns, and this down below is the names and the data that will be entering under each column. So you can move across cells. You can even use tab, the keyboard. If you're using a system, you can use tab to move across cells. And you can use enter to go to the next one once you are done filling up it. So let's continue. Yeah. Yes, you can resize your column. You can wrap your text. So let's say we're still working with today's date. Yeah, this is yesterday's date, I believe. Today is 16th. Let's change this to 16th. So I'm going to put someone's name. So that increase cell size for longer data. So let's try that now. So let's say this is Mary Ola Wachu. Okay, I think it's actually what. Um, I'm looking for someone's name that would actually be very long. So let me try Abigail. Hey. So now we can see that sorry, I already adjusted it. So this both names now, Mary and Abigail, are not actually longer than the cell. Okay, Mary said I should add Otunla, so let me add Otunla. So there are different things that can be done to make sure that this name fits into student's name. So the first thing is like look at where my column is, please. Make sure you're looking at where my cursor is now. I've come to here. This is column B. So I'm at the edge of column B. So what I'm going to do is that I'm going to drag it out and I'll keep dragging it out till it's it has accommodated the name. I'll drag it out till it has accommodated the name. So it has accommodated Olariwaju. So another thing I can do, someone mentioned wrap text, which is good. So you can come here, click on the cell you want to wrap, and then come here. I hope you are seeing my cursor. So first of all, you click on the cell, then go to text wrapping, then wrap. I hope you are with me. Then go to wrapping, then click on wrap. I can see the name. I can do this for this same name here. I click on this cell, I go to text wrapping, and I wrap. Let me know if you got that. Yes, you can do this on your phone too. It might be a bit difficult, but you can do. So a cell cannot be longer or bigger just like that. The cell is either the column becomes bigger. I mean, is that the row becomes bigger or the column becomes bigger. So a cell can be bigger than other cells that are not in its column or its row. So it's not necessary to wrap it, like I said. I can choose to expand it here and let the name show. So it's not necessary to wrap it, so I can extend it and everything. So someone said I should explain the wrapping again. So and I can even decide to just leave it like that. I might not need all the names to show in the column if I want, but usually best practice that you allow data to show in the cell. And yes, you can do this on your phone. Someone wants me to do wrapping again, so I'm going to do the wrapping again. So this is it. I've clicked on this cell here. And, I've clicked on this cell now. Then I move to text wrapping. You use the browser on your phone might not be the using the browser on your phone might not be if you're using a Google Sheet, I would advise you download it on your phone. It will be easier for you to get it done. So you click on text wrapping, then you click on wrap, and you have it wrapped already. If you want to wrap this other cell, you click on it again, you come here, then you have it wrapped. Yeah. So okay. So I hope we got that. Someone asked about decimal. I'm going to try and get to that too. So okay, so how we get it. So Somebody asked the person that asked about um, let's say we are paying dues because somebody asked about decimal, so I want to just use it to get it. So dues paid. So let's say we're supposed to be paying our class dues and comfort. Let me know you're still here. Comfort, I free. I can continue to the nearest decimal. So let's say you can get Google Sheet anywhere. Google Trap is also on Excel, yes, and then Google Sheets you can download it from your App Store, Play Store, and you can also access it on the browser. So let's say these are the dues that have been paid by each of them. Let's say by OBS star 10,000 naira points 12 kobo. Let's say Mary has paid 5,000.24. Let's say Abigail has paid 0.36. So you want to I hope you're seeing my screen. Okay, so we want to put this to the nearest. Let's say we want to take this OBS down to the nearest whole number. We want to take everything to the nearest whole number. So first thing I'm going to do is highlight everything. I can do it for just one cell, and I can highlight everything. So I make sure that I can just do it for all the cells together. So I want to take it to the nearest whole number. So come here. I hope you can see now. My screen is on. It's showing what is showing here. Decreased decimal places. And using so we can see what I just put my mouse and cursor on. So it's either you decrease decimal places or you increase decimal places here. So I can choose to decrease decimal places by clicking this, and you can see decimal places have gone. Or I can increase the decimal places to 4. I hope you got that. I hope you got that. So that is how you put to the nearest decimal places. You decrease or you increase. So you can make it a whole number. You can increase decimal places to as many as you want. Yes. Okay. So I said I should do it again. I'm going to do it again. So yeah. So let me just do for one cell. I click on the cell. Just the same way I went to this place for wrap. I come here. This is a decrease decimal places, and I decrease decimal places. And if I want to increase it, I come here, increase the decimal places. So that's just how you do it. I think about Senegal is more or less the same thing. So I don't think I want to go through open Excel in this class yet. If you still have time, I might. But how you do it on Excel is also the same thing. You are going to see it might be in different. No, it's going to be the same thing. Once you get the hang of one, it's going to be easier for you to get the hang of the other. What is the essence of decimal places? I mean, depending on what you want to work with. Yes, under view. So depending on what you want to work with, decimal places might be important for what you need. Decimal places might not be important for what you need. So it just depends on it. So if you're asking about the essence of decimal places, it's back to basic maths. Like why do we need decimal places? Hope we've gotten that. So I was trying to fill in data, if I remember. So let's add another person's name here. Say, let's say Ramsey Rangi. And so I'm going to show you something. So now, yes, these people were here, yes, and we can decide to drag down. I think I remember showing us that we can drag down. So I can come here now and come here because everybody here was yes. So yes, can see that we have yes now. Okay, how do I phrase the header? Yes, you can also use WPS. Yes, WPS also have two. Yeah, spreadsheet, so you can also use two. And it's same basics. Once you learn the basics of Google Sheet Excel, you can apply it to WPS Sheet also. I want to say that Sarah Lee is a no. What are my remarks? Sarah Lee was sick. Let me say she's sick. I'm going to say that Mary is late. I don't know, maybe really late today. I'm just using it for the case of this class. Mary is late, and I'm going to say Abigail was on time. So someone asked how do I freeze the header? I'm going to show us that now. So this is how I freeze the header. So there are two ways to freeze the header. The first way is you can come to view. If you are seeing my screen very well, you would see freeze. So let me zoom so you guys can see what I mean. You come to view here, then go to freeze, then freeze up to one row, and you can see this is freeze. So once a cell is freeze, it's going to show you. Like I can see that it's ticker here that is freeze. And someone asked what is the essence of freezing it. So this is it now. The essence of freezing the header. If I scroll down, it doesn't. So if let's say I have 100 names here, I have 100 names here. I keep scrolling down. The header doesn't change. So that way I know that this is still there. This is name. This is still the present status. This is still marked. This is still newspaper. So I hope we've gotten the. I hope you understand. Well, we've understood how to phrase our header, and I hope we know how to scroll. Why phrasing our headers is important in cases like this, where you have large data sets. I want to show us drop down, which is part of the data validation that we spoke about. So yeah, let's quickly show us a drop down. I think we might be going on break soon. So let me just show us a drop down. Yeah, so to insert a drop down is also a form of data validation. So you can come in, you go to insert, I really are seeing my screen, then you click on drop down. So now you can see this part. What are data validation rules? Drop down yes or no. I can choose to color code it and make drop down green and make no red. I think this is green. So yes, and I'll drop down. So I can now scroll, bring it in. Yes. So this is a drop down. The only difference between Google Sheet and Excel is that they are made by two different companies. Apart from that, very, very, very similar. So if you get the hang of this one, it shouldn't be hard for you to get the hang of um, Microsoft Excel. So I hope you understood how I did this drop down. Okay, so I'm going to come again. Okay, let me explain. Once I get this done, I'm going for where you guys can like free to say you guys can always watch me, but I click on it, I come to insert. I hope you can see me insert. You click on insert. There's a part called drop down. You click on drop down and it brings you this. This is data validation rules here. So yes now because yes was there, I've put yes as the first. I can add another item. No. Then I can use this color value. I can put a color to it. So I'm assigning green to yes. I'm assigning no to red. And then I click done. So all I can now do is that I can drag it down here like this. It comes here. Yes, I drag it down. I can keep dragging it down. Here I have to click no. So yes, that is it. So you can drag it down or you can even copy and paste. So that's the drop down. Yeah, drop down article for property data and it makes it easier. So it means that whenever once you've done a drop down now, if I'm inputting new people's names, new names of people in the class, you don't have to start writing yes or no again. You can just click on yes or no. So that's where drop down is really helpful. So that's just it. So someone said they can't see the drop down on Excel. So to get the drop down on Excel, if it's not on insert, then it will be under data validation. So you have to use the data validation feature. So click on data validation and you should be able to see drop down among its options. Hopefully, if we still have time, I'll show us how to do it in, um, in Excel. So hopefully, I think we're looking for a break soon. So if you can, for those of you who can find drop down in Excel, just check data validation. Under data validation should be there. So let me just show us how where data validation. So this is data validation. So you come here, click on data, then you click on data validation. And if you notice, it's more or less the same thing. So you are going to add rule. Criteria is drop down. So that's just it. Probably I should show us how to use the data validation feature to get to drop down. So I come here, click on data. I hope you are seeing my screen. Come to data validation. So data validation is there. So I had rule. So by default, it's the on drop down. So I had rule drop down, add another item, yes or no. And so this way that I've done it now is data validation. Is the way you would also do it in Excel. So just look for that feature in Excel and show you it's there. So just look for it in Excel and show you it's there. How did I cancel the previous work? I did Control Z. If you remember, I went back to the beginning. I did Control Z. So Control Z just took me back. So let's go for a break now. Okay. Hey everyone, welcome back. Welcome back. Welcome back. Let me know if you are back. Back on. Okay, we're back. We're back. The break is over. Come back to class. We're hoping meetings of our break. So before I continue, okay, before we break, I think we did a lot of things already. So in terms of theory and not practical. I think we are back. So if we are back, let me know if there are any other issues that we may still have. No, you don't need to insert tables in your sheet before inputting data. I did not insert any table before I started. I just went ahead to start. So you don't need to insert tables before inputting data. I want to show us something else that we can do for our present yes or no. So we can also checkbox is also something we can use. So I hope you are with me. We couldn't insert the drop down. We're using Google Sheets or Excel. For those of you that you say you can use you can insert drop down using Google Sheet. With your phone might be more difficult to locate it. I'm going to show us another way to do the freeze button. So let me show you the other side. Okay, use your system. Probably have to code here so I can just show us how to create the data validation. But for the person who was asking about phrasing, so if you can't see the phrase button, there's something else you can do. Yeah, you don't need to allocate colors for your drop down. This is another way you can actually bring. If you are seeing my screen, you can hold on this button. So I think on your phone you should be able to see something like that. Can try. You can hold on this thick line here. Then just drag it down a bit, and then you have your row frozen. Okay, I think I'm going to have to show us. Permit me to go to Excel. So I can just show some of us how to get it done with Excel. Excel is actually tricky. So yeah, let's start. So what's the purpose of freezing the okay, the freeze, you missed it. Um this is it. Is either you come to view, you come to freeze, then you freeze one row. This is what I said. Then I said you can also come here if you can see this very, very thick symbol here, this thick line here, and just drag it down and you're freezing the row. So those are the ways you can freeze it. I want to, okay, hold on. So, yeah. So the purpose of freezing, like I mentioned, see, if I'm scrolling down, if I have like 100 names, 1,000 names, I can keep scrolling and I still have my the name of my headers there. So Eniola, I hope that answers your question. That's the purpose of freezing. So I've been trying to set up Excel on my system. So okay. I think I've done prison, but oh, okay. Let me see. All right, now I want to share an Excel sheet with us so that um, so let me know once we can see the Excel sheet. Okay. All right. So I believe you can see my screen. So for those of us in Excel, please look at my screen. I want to show us now how we can actually get this done. So let me know that you're with me. So I can show us how we can get the data validation done. Because I'm not going to dwell long here. So the first thing is that okay, I'm going to click here. Oh yeah. So I'm going to just click this whole column just to be safe so that I can just do it once. So we are going to data, like I mean, you found I believe some of us have found data. We found our data tools and we found data validation. So this is data validation. So then you are going to come here, click allow. Someone said my screen is blur. I don't think so. Probably try with your network. Probably just try check on your network. So once you get this data validation box, click on list. Then the next thing is to click to write in. Let me know if you've gotten here. Tell me, thank you. Okay. Okay, so I think that one person. So you can do like this data between so it's source, write yes, put comma, no, yes, comma, no. So you've created your drop down already. So this is it. You can click on no, can click on yes. Okay, let me try zooming in. So, can you see my screen? I'm zoomed in now. No. Yes, I'm going to go back to it again. So I'm zooming in. I don't want to do it too long on it, so I'm zooming in. So I'm going to do it one more time so we can get it. Um, so I'm going to select the whole color because I mean I want to make sure that I'm working with everything at once. So I come to data, as we all know. I click on in data tools. This is data validation here. So you click on data validation and it brings you this message. I think some people were stuck here. So you click on allow. You click on lists. Then yeah, you can write the ones you want. So you can put yes, comma, then no. Simple as ABC. So, sorry, no, anyway, simple as ABC once you understand it, yeah, but it might not be simple in the beginning moments. So, this is it. I know it doesn't look like the way it looks like on Google Sheets, but this is your drop down already. So, you click here, the arrow is going to show by the side, and you click it, and it's going to show your yes or no. If you come here again, the arrow is showing by the side, you have to click on yes, you can click it yes or no. I hope you got that now. I hope you got that. So I'm going to leave. If you don't get it, you can check the recording of this class, or you can ask your peers to actually teach you. So that's how you do it on Excel. Yeah, it's not exactly the same as Google Sheets. Yes, that's right. Um, but however, what I just did here, I think Google Sheets has made some things far easier. But this same method, this same way this thing was done can also be done on Google Sheets. So yeah, so I'm going to go back to. I'm going to come back here. I'm going to go back to our. Okay. So I have to go back to the same sheet we were working on initially. Yeah, actually, I understand why it might seem different. So, okay. So now, I want to show us one other thing that we can do in place of drop down for yes or no, and it's check boxes. So I'm going to clear this now. I'm going to clear this. I'm going to show us how to insert check boxes here. So you click on insert, and okay, no, let me just highlight where this is where I want the check boxes first. So you click on insert, then insert check boxes. I hope you got that. So now, present here, so instead of yes or no, you can just tick for the ones that are this person was present. I'm not sure if is Mary still in class. Believe Mary has not present. Abigail present. Sarah was not present. So yeah, I know who's in class. I'm joking. But yeah, so you can also use check boxes also in case of a drop down. So these are just ways to make your data look more presentable, to make sure your data entry and your data management are done in the best possible way. Now, I think it's a shortcut. I just use backspace to clear everything. So just use backspace to clear everything, it clears everything. And you can also use Control Z. Like I cleared this with backspace now. Then I use Control Z to continue. So that's it. That's it. So that's for the checkboxes. Um, think let me see. Let's do let's go to conditional formatting. Let's go to conditional formatting. So you can't tick an X. You just have to make sure that it's either ticked or not. You can't tick an X. Stay checkbox on X. Yeah, I'm not so sure. Okay, I'm done. So let's say how to do conditional formatting now. So you can't put an X here first of all. So the only thing you can do is write X yourself, or no, you can't do X. So someone has got to drop down in Excel. Yes, that's good. Um, is there a checkbox in Excel? I'm not sure about that. So there is, but I mean, let's leave the checkbox in Excel. It's going to take a whole while. Probably I'll get to show us tomorrow or next tomorrow, but it's not something that can be done so easily as it can be done here. Um, I want to show us conditional formatting now. So So I'm going to click menu. Nope, nothing on screen. So yes, click on format. Then this is it. No, you can't get the checkbox on Excel, but you can get it on Google Sheets. If you didn't get, if you are asking if you didn't get the checkbox on Google Sheet, this is it again. Let me just show us one last time. So click on insert, just above drop down. I showed us how to get drop down, insert drop down checkbox. So this is it. So you can click on checkbox here. So now to show us conditional formatting. So click on format. Now go to conditional formatting and apply to range. So I want this thing to apply everywhere. Let me just make it see. So apply on the same column. Let me see. If cell is not empty. Okay, the range. So, okay. So C3 to C5. Let's do that. If it's not empty, then done. So you can see that I've highlighted that now. So I want to try it again. So click on format, conditional formatting. So the formatting means that okay, what are you going to do if cell format rules? So now for everything, let's say if cell contains um I'm going to put late. If cell contains late, what I want to do? I want to highlight it red. What we are saying. So I said that any place that contains late is highlighted red. So that's it here. So assuming we have more places that contains late, it's going to be highlighted red. So let's just put it for, you can see automatically it's highlighted red. So it helps you to know, okay, how to fish out people that were late to this class. I can just easily fish it out because I've highlighted the columns and I just look for places that have been highlighted red and just use it. So I hope you got the conditional formatting that I just did. Did you get the unconditional formatting? Let me know if we got the conditional formatting. I want to move us Cool. So that's not the only way form of formatting can do. We can also let me just try and show us another way. So I'm going to show us another thing we can do in terms of conditional formatting. So formatting. Okay, hold on first. So conditional formatting. So now what format now? If this time around I want to use the values, the due speed. So let's say the people that their dues is more than 2,000, more than 3,000, you should be highlighted green. And I want to add that so you can see that I went to greater than here. So that's just like creating a basic program. That's interesting. So I highlighted green and I want to make sure that okay, the people, those that um yeah, highlighted green more than 3,000 highlighted green, and then those that are lesser than, or let me say less than 3,000 will be highlighted blue. So this is it. So I've done the rule that okay, any value that's greater than 3,000 highlighted green, any value that's greater than lesser than 2,000 highlighted blue. So let's even see if it will show in the next figures. If I put 1,000 for Sierra Leone, so highlighted blue, why? Because I mean it's less than 3,000. If I put so these are people that is probably still need to chase for their money. So if I put 5,000, highlighted green because it's more than 3,000. And that's how conditional formatting can help you with your work. Oh, Mary said she wasn't late. Okay, that's interesting. Bring one late person. Let's add the person to the list. Let's add one more person to the list. Um, this is our date. I'm adding Adenike. Adenike, this one, yeah. Okay, thank you. So, um, I want to show us one other thing. So, we've done conditional formatting, we've done checkboxes. Let me see, there's still time. I want to show us um, protection. So yeah, click. So if you want to protect this sheet now, you want to put password on it. Just come here, sheet one. Then you click on this arrow up and following. I click on this arrow, then come to protect sheets. Then restrict who can edit these sheets. Only you. So now this sheet is protected. So even if everybody has access to this file, they can be able to access other places, but they're not able to access this one because you've shifted it. So I can protect sheet one, I can protect sheet two. So I can edit it that okay, who can edit it? Change permissions. I can custom that okay, I can add other people that can edit it. So that's how you protect your sheets if you need to. Though in most cases they might not be need to use this feature because so the thing is if you're working on large data sets, someone asks well are we protecting the sheet from please? So what are we protecting from is from other people. So if you're working on large data sets and we have sheet one, sheet two, sheet three, sheet four, sheet five, sheet six, sheet six. And I mean, a lot of people in organizations are working on the same spreadsheets, but not everybody should have access to it to view all the different sheets. Yeah, so you can lock the different sheets and give only people that need access to it to see these sheets. Maybe you're working for an organization and one sheet repo is your password for all the login details for maybe all the social media platforms. Naturally, everybody should not be able to see it. So you can just lock that particular sheet that only people that have access can see it. So that's why we are protecting sheets when you are working with large data sets. Um, love reading something, please, where are you lost? Someone said they're lost with formatting. Is it to click? So you want to click on to get the protect sheet again. I said just click on this arrow and you see protect sheet here. Then you protect it. That's all. For those of us lost into conditional formatting, I'll just go through it one more time. I'll go through it one more time. So let me do, hold on, sorry. So, like I mentioned, it comes to data. I'm sorry, I meant formats, conditional formatting. I want to do this late again. So you click on another row, and the format is set if text contains rates, and you can choose what you want there. So you can be like it should be red if text contains late. So you can see that the text, the places that had late were red. And you can see like if you write late again anywhere else, it becomes red. That's just as how the conditional format. Where did I go to get click first? So you come to this down part, sheets. You see sheet one here. See this arrow. I'm zooming in so you can see it now. So you come here, you click on it, then you see protect sheets. So you know you if you highlight all the cells so that it makes it easier, or you highlight the column. So I think I missed this question. So you highlight all the cells, so you would highlight. Let me. So it's like this. I want to if I want to do the data validation for everywhere here, I have to click this column. And if probably there are different cells within this sheet, I can just highlight every single thing. But mostly you either highlight column or you highlight rows, so you know what you are doing. Um, so I think someone mentioned conditional formatting in Excel. So you have to go to you go to home, you're going to see the conditional formatting. So someone mentioned no formatting. It's it. So you won't see the format tab, but you go to your home tab and you will see the conditional formatting. So just go to your home tab, see the conditional formatting. Let me see. Okay, we have 10 minutes. Let me show us how we can do the filtering and sorting. How we can do filtering, filters and sorting as well. Someone said, tell me what are you looking for in Excel that I can't find? I think the only thing that would probably be difficult to do with Excel so far is a checkbox. But if you want to pick conditional formatting, you go to home and you're going to see the conditional formatting. So now let's create a filter. Let's create a filter. So let's create a filter. Click on highlight everything. Don't highlight everything. Like highlight what you want to highlight. Then go to data. Then create a filter. And then voila, your filters have been created. So you can see where the filters have been created. They are here. So you can now sort. Let's sort by student's name. So you can see that we've sorted the filter. So you sorted by student name everywhere here. The columns, the details for Abigail came up. If Abigail came up because that's the first name, then Adenike, then Sarah is down. So you can sort by due speed. So if you want to sort by due speed, by okay, there is going to be no, you want to filter. So now this one is filter. Now we've sorted. Sorted is like what we did now, sorting by the names in alphabetical order. So we want to filter and remove values that are we want to keep only values that are greater than 3,000. So you can see now. So this is a filter. I hope it doesn't look like magic. Someone said how to highlight everything. So how to highlight everything? I click here. This place here, it's easier to highlight everything. Just click on this cell here and you highlight everything. Alternatively, you can just press Ctrl A and you highlight everything in the sheet. Um, so what this filter help us to do is that all the other values are still in the sheet. They are still in the sheet, but we've removed the ones we are now showing. We're only showing the ones that are more than 3,000. So that's the essence of filter. So that you just want to look at a quick part of the data set. So let's clear the filter. So clear the filter, none. So let's say I want to filter by people that are late. So I want to only see all the latecomers that we have in class today. So I click. So here is this filter now showing that it's showing blanks on time sick. So I can just remove them. Remove sick, remove on time, remove anyone that is blank. Only keep people that are late. And there you have it. Adenike and Mary at the latecomers of our class. Someone said it looks like magical. What shortcut I to zoom? No, I just use my mouse to zoom in. There's no shortcut. I just use my mouse to zoom in. And this is another way to zoom in here. 150%, 105%. Someone said it looks like magic. So I can clear all the filter here. So do you get it? Let me know. Let me know. Let me know. Let me know. Did I come again? But we know how I started this filter, right? I'm coming here. Sorry. I'm coming to data and I clicked on create filter. So I can remove the filter as well. So you come here, if you want to start a filter, you come here to this data, click on create a filter, and the filter appears here. So you can now start, probably if it was by date, so you able to filter by date here. So you can filter by almost anything. You can say date is before 16th of September, date is after 16th of September, or date is on 16th of September. So you can filter by almost anything, but just understanding the basics first. Okay, these are the first thing you're going to do when you want to filter. Okay, I didn't care it's not late. Okay, sorry, they are not late. So don't worry, I'm going to change it to on time. They were not late. So that's it what we have for the class today. Because of time, I'm not going to show anything again. So I hope you got it. And I just explained my maths. But I hope the class was not too much. I think most times we usually finish much earlier than that. But we need to understand these things. Um, don't worry. We've noted that some of you will know late. So help us and find the latecomers so that next class we'll just use the so to add a filter on Excel, somebody asks how do you add a filter on Excel? You go to data, you see filter. Just go to data, you see filter. I think that's probably one of the easiest things that Excel has done. Um, yeah, I said you can highlight the row, you can highlight everything. The company did not get the conditional formatting on Excel. Ah, but did you see the future? You would have seen the future. You just have to work on it a bit, like just calm down, look at it. But if you want to get to where conditional formatting is on Excel, go to home, then you see conditional formatting. I don't think we worked with any formula today, so maybe another time we'll work with formulas. No, 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 no. The ones with green color background are the ones, not the ones that filter. The ones with green color background in the number side are the ones that um I did conditional formatting for. So I did conditional formatting for those ones. Yeah. So those I did conditional formatting for them. So that's why. If I remove everything, you'll see that it's all gone. And if you're looking for filter in Excel, just go to data and you're going to see filter. Just go to data, you're going to see filter. Thank you very much. Maybe we not do any formula here. Christine, I hope you got how to insert filter in Excel. Okay, all right. Thank you very much. You're welcome. All right. Um, thank you very much, everyone. We'll just play around it. Play around the filter too. Play around the filter too. You're going to get it. Just play around the filter too. So, um, so all right. Thank you very much for coming in class. You have to practice so much. Yeah, actually, practice makes perfect, like they always say. So just practice, 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 and then you're going to get it. Actually, um, so have a great night, everyone. Yeah, thank you very much. Goodbye, everyone. See you tomorrow.